Okay, so please make sure everything in the design is correct. Otherwise, our queries, some of them won't work, or maybe all of them won't work. Okay, it's getting cold outside. Like, I know every year I think like this is the coldest year. Like this is, like a few weeks ago we were on the ACs and now you have to turn on the furnace because it's getting cold outside. Uh, okay, so everyone has this one. Okay, now let's save it. Call student. Okay, I have everything
Um,
saved. Yep.
Mohammed, I'm sorry. I don't know why, but my auto incrementation, the identity specification saying yes, it doesn't work.
Did you make
Am
it a
I?
primary key first?
Yeah.
Okay, let's share, see what could be the problem.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. No, please, anyone who is having issues, because you won't be able to continue. Okay,
Yeah.
so this,
This primary key
yeah, okay,
and here, right?
yeah. Open this arrow, this small arrow near the word identity.
And I
No,
click
no,
and I try
no,
to.
near the word I. Yeah, here, yeah, here you should click on is identity and oh, because it's not integer, it's char.
Oh my God. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, make it integer. Yeah, because it won't be able to increment it one by one.
Okay.
Yeah, now
What
it
was I
works.
doing?
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's totally fine. Yeah, just make sure you save. Okay, guys, please, anyone um, like having issues, let me just check it out. It should be like an easy thing to fix. Okay, but it will prevent you from continuing. Okay, so hopefully it's fine with everyone. I know some of you they are always shy. Not only you, like with every group, and this is really dangerous. Like don't be shy. Like be like Sario, like no problem. Hey, stop everyone and right away. Okay, which is the good thing to do. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we want to query the database right directly here inside SQL Server using Grow SQL. So SQL, structured query language, okay, is um, Roy, are you raising your hand?
Yeah, yeah. Can you hear me
Yeah,
now? Oh,
yeah,
okay. Yeah, sorry, Mohammed. I also met a problem, but I even don't know how to solve it. So
yeah,
can I just
um,
share my screen?
yeah. Share it now. Why do we have 19 people here?
Yeah, because I'm logging with two accounts.
Ah, okay.
Like
Yeah,
one is my laptop, one is my
yeah, that's fine. Yeah, okay,
yeah. Can you see that?
okay. So
So
we,
for the server name, what should I enter
yeah,
or
dot backslash yeah SQL Express Express S another S.
oh
Yeah,
okay.
try now. Okay,
Oh okay.
yeah, create the database and then create the table. Okay, yeah, just no, not here, not here, not here. Yeah, right click on databases. Right click up. No, not
Oh,
yeah. Here, new database. Okay,
they just
just name it test,
given.
whatever. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now, yeah. Open it. No, not like
Oh,
yeah. Cancel. Yeah.
and
Right
tables.
click. Yeah. Right click on tables itself. New table. Okay. And here you
Just
do those things.
uh,
Okay. So while you are doing this, okay. So what we want to do is to use SQL Server. Yeah, this should be integer.
Oh, okay.
I will share my screen, okay,
Oh, okay.
instead of your,
Yeah.
so you can take a look at what we have. Okay, just make it identical to this. Okay, so we will use SQL, okay, which is the, like, you can say native query, native language to query most kinds of databases, of relational databases. Okay. Now, previously we were using Link. Link is an invention from Microsoft just for .NET languages. Okay, like C Sharp, like Visual Basic .NET. Okay, that was a different thing. But now SQL is universal. Okay, SQL is the one that you see people working with PHP using, people working with Ruby using. Okay, it's not a Microsoft thing. Okay, it's not a C Sharp thing. So I know those information could be like easy for some of you, but mixing them up will make you look in a bad shape tomorrow in a company. Okay, like like what language do you use in PHP or something, and you say link? Okay, that's not, that would be very wrong to say. Okay. Okay, so before being able to query, we need some data, right? Otherwise, like, what are you querying? So we need to insert some data in this um, table. Okay, so to do so, we have many options. Uh, First, you will notice that your table is not showing up here. Okay, so just right click on tables and refresh, and it should show up. Okay, now your table is, okay, so you need a refresh here in case you are not seeing your new tables. Okay, so let's right click, and the easiest way to insert in SQL Server is to edit top 200 rows. Okay, so you don't need to enter the ID because we said it's auto incremented. Okay, so name, let's say Mike, country, Canada, is international 0. Once you click outside, if everything here is correct, you will see that red sign disappearing. That means it's submitted to the database. As long as you have a red sign, like see here, J, for example, you have a red sign, that means it's not submitted to the database. Only you can see it, okay? It's not inside the database yet, okay? It's just here in the UI, okay? Of course, it will be validating. Like if it's a number and you are entering a word, the engine won't accept this change, okay? You will see an error or anything. So Jay is from India. He's, yes, an international student. Okay. Um, Luna is from Germany and she is also international. Chris is from also Canada and he is not international. Okay, just few data, just fill up with anything to be able to query those information. Okay. Okay, so Roy, don't forget to first right click here and make it primary key.
Yeah. I did that.
Yeah,
I still
and
remember
the
that.
auto increment too.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so you should be able to start entering your data now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
Okay. It's a good idea if you have the same data as me, so you can verify that you have the same result. Okay. Otherwise, you may get confused. Okay, like you are seeing different names. Okay. So to write our queries, we need a new query window. Okay, right click on your table. So you can choose this select top 1000 rows to open a new query. Okay, like that would be the easiest way. Or you can choose the new query window, which we will see later. So you will notice once you choose select top 1000 rows, you will see some SQL here. Okay, and you will see the result. For now, it's safe. Let's delete this. Okay, let's delete what you have. Okay, and let's write our own queries. So the like most important uh, query or most important SQL statement, let's say, is the select. I'm not sure if we can make this bigger. Oh, yeah, good job. Okay, so select, okay, is different than a little bit different than what we are used to do in LINQ. Okay, but it's almost the same. Okay, so select is the one that will select the rows that you want to show. Okay, or the columns, sorry, not the rows. Okay, so you want something from this table from student, right? Like first you need to decide what do you want to see in the result. Do you want only the name? Do you want name and country? Okay, do you want everything? So if you want everything, you need to choose select star, and then you need to tell the engine what is the table you are talking about. Because you know in a database you have so many tables. Okay, so then write the name of the table and execute. So if you want all the rows, choose star. Okay, select star. That means show me all the rows in this table, and you will get everything. Of course, you may ask like, okay, what if there are like a million students? Okay, it won't show you all of them. It will show you, well, I think, thousand by thousand. Okay, because like most of the time you are interested in seeing like just a subset from the whole thing. Okay, so select star will show you all the columns in a table. And this is the syntax. Okay, so the from can't come in the beginning. Select can't come like after the table name. This is like a very strict syntax for SQL. Okay, this is how it looks like. This is how they designed it. Okay, you need to stick to the syntax just like any other language. Okay, what if you only want to see the first names of students? Okay, so that's when you say select name from student. Okay, now if you execute it, you will see both of them. Like this is the result of the first query, and this is the result of the second query. See how the second query is just showing you the names. Of course, this 1, 2, 3, 4. This is not the ID. This is the row number. Okay, this is the row number in the result. See 1, 2, 3. Okay, you always have it in the beginning. It's just to help you know how many rows you have, and okay. So this is just counting 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this has nothing to do with the table itself. Okay, so if you want only to see the result of, for example, this one, just select it, okay, and then execute. So the query that you select will only show up, and of course, click execute, or if or it's F5 actually. So execute or F5. Okay. So if you don't want everything, just select the query you want and hit execute. Okay, what if you want the name and the country? Okay, select name, then comma, country from student. Okay, so you can say I want everything, or I want this and this, or you can choose one column. Okay, so you have the freedom to choose whatever you want to see. Like imagine the table student is like a very big table. You don't want to see everything. You just need to see the name and the country. So you can choose them like this. Okay. This this is just I think to close the query. Like if you have a big query and nested queries, you can close them one by one. This is just the editor thing. Yeah, I really don't like the editor of SQL Server is not like totally good. Sometimes you will see errors without even having an error. So I think it's just like trying to think. I think it's thinking that this one is included in this one and you can close it or something. It's just a way to, for example, sometimes you have a select, then there's a select inside it. So you will see this minus to close the ones. So it's just kind of like, a way. Ah, no, no, it has nothing to do with, no. But I think it's trying to guess like, is this, there's something inside it so I can close it for you. You can see part of it. It's just like Visual Studio when you know the region in Visual Studio where you can close a region. Yeah, I think it's something like this. But you need to get used to the buggy thing in SQL Server. Sometimes you will see red lines here and there without even having any error. It's like, yeah, it's just like a bit not very good. Like because like eventually this is just for testing. Like your real queries, they will be somewhere in a stored procedure or inside the code. Okay, like because users of your system, users of your database, they won't come here to like see the results. They will use a UI that you built yourself in your website or somewhere. Okay, so this is just a developer thing. Okay, so you can choose the columns that you want. Okay, now so far we are seeing everything in the table. Okay, now it's time to remember the first thing we learned in Link is how to filter the results. Okay, so here we have the same thing. So select, for example, star from student. Okay, and now you can apply the filter. Now you can say where, okay, country equals Canada. Okay, and use single quotes. Like here, for strings, we use single quotes in SQL. Okay, so let's execute just this one. So this is how we filter in SQL. Okay, after the select, you can specify the where that you want. Okay, and of course you can combine them. We will see how you can combine the conditions and everything. But this is like the most simple where statement and example. Okay, so I want to see all the information start of students, but where the country is only Canada. Okay, so here you will notice that in the result you have one and two, like you have only two results. the ID number one and the ID number four. Okay, only those two students. And here you can see that you have Mike and Chris. Okay, let's, for example, create another one. Select star from student where is international equals, for example, one. Let's have the other one. Okay, so you will notice that you also have a filtered list. It's only the ID number 2 and 3, those two students, those are the international students. Okay, please make sure that you are working with me. Okay, so what if I want to combine two conditions? Okay, so here I can say, okay, I want to see the names from the student, okay, where it's an international student, okay, and okay, and what? And the country, for example,
Hello? I can't hear you.
can you hear me now? For some reason, it's just decided to stop.
I thought it was just me. Millie was very
Yeah.
engaged. She's like, it's all your
Yeah.
fault.
Yeah, well, that's strange. Like, it just decided to stop. Yeah. Thanks for letting me know. Okay, so here we are talking about combining conditions. Okay, so I want to see the name of all students. Okay, where first it's in international and okay, the country is India. Notice that you don't need parentheses. Okay, and the and can combine any number of uh, conditions you want. Okay, and of course we
So,
will see the other operators soon.
so is it okay to not use the all capital letters in end and where and select?
Yeah, well, yeah. So those are not case sensitive. So you
Okay.
can say select like this. Some people like to write it like this.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
it's just like your own style. Okay, just like when you are used to something, just write it. Yeah. So those statements, those like predefined words, they are not case sensitive. Okay. Now, so far we are only selecting things, okay? We are just viewing. So select is a statement that won't affect or won't alter the database, okay? So you are just selecting, okay? Like show me the results. That's why, for example, if you are new in a company, they will say, okay, we will give you some like select permissions on a few databases. Why? Because you are just like looking into the data. You won't do any harm. Okay. So there are other statements that will affect the database, that will alter or change the database. One of them is the insert. Okay. So insert, okay, is a statement where it will insert a new row to the database. Like here in our case, it will insert a new student. Okay. So the syntax of insert is insert into. First, you need to say what is the table you are talking about. Okay. And then, okay, open a scope and say what are the columns you are talking about. So I want name, country, and is international. Okay. Then in the next, of course, you can have everything in the same line, but try to make it like a bit more organized. You need to say values. Okay, what are the values of name, country, and is international? Okay, so here in the values, you need to open another scope and match them one by one. So the first thing you will write here is the name, then the country, then the international. So for example, I have Mo. Okay, he is from uh, Mo is from Germany as well. Oh, sorry. Okay, and he is also an international. Now be careful that every time you execute this line, every time you will have another Mo in the database. So you need to be careful, okay? Like don't just write it and keep pressing execute. Every time you will have a new student with this name and country. So let's execute it one time. Of course, here you won't see anything because you are not asking for seeing information. You are asking for inserting information. So the way SQL works is to show you how many what is the number of rows that was affected. Like how many rows did you delete or insert or change or, okay? So it will tell you that you affected only one row, which is the row that we inserted. Oh, God. Why did I install Steam on this machine? Just a second, please. Okay, so it will just show you the number of rows affected. Yeah, turns out it's like a terrible laptop for gaming, and unfortunately, I couldn't do anything on it. Okay, so let's go see the row that we just inserted. So let's go back to this guy. Okay, select star from student. You will notice now that in the number 5 ID, we have a new student. Okay, you just need to select any one of those. Now, just to make sure we are not ending up inserting like a million more, you can comment this one. So commenting in SQL is just two dashes, dash, dash, and that's how you, okay? So dash, dash is the way to comment in SQL. Okay, just two minus signs. Okay. It's just not because all the time you will forget and you will keep inserting more over and over. Now let's try to add like uh, um, a new student. Okay, insert into. So we'll add this new student, but we'll only provide the name. So I want the values to be like Sami. Okay. So if I try to execute this one, why do I why am I getting an error while I'm trying to insert a new student here?
Because you unchecked the mark of the country and the is international. You need to write that as well.
Yeah, but I didn't uncheck anything.
Those
Actually,
Um,
those are
you mean in the design?
mandatory.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because I made. Sorry, I thought you were talking here. Yeah, because we made them mandatory, the country and the international. So you need to provide them every time you are inserting a new student. Okay, they are mandatory. You can write anything that's you can leave, sorry, anything that's not mandatory, that's fine, but you can't leave stuff that are mandatory. Okay, if you want it to work this way, you need to go to the design and make it allowed to be null. Okay, otherwise this won't work because say error basic mandatory columns. Okay. Okay, now let's assume that Mo just became Canadian. Okay, he got a citizenship and he's Canadian and he's no longer international. We need, we don't need to insert another Mo. We already have him here. Okay, we need to update the value of this student. So another statement that also alters the database, okay, is the update statements. Okay, so update what the table student, okay, set. So what do you want to set? Set the country to Canada, okay? And maybe I want to make him like no longer international, okay? So do you think update can work without the condition? Okay. Now the thing, it will work, but it will change all the students, okay? So you need to be careful that always try to provide a condition. Otherwise you are changing everything. Okay. So here you need a where, like who is you changing like in this statement? Are you changing everyone or do you want someone specific? So I want to change where the name is Mo. Okay. So update the student where the name is Mo, set his country to Canada and is international to 0. Okay. So it's very important to have a condition whenever you are using update or delete. Okay, otherwise you will be affecting everything.
Mohammed.
Yeah.
So can you write the condition before the set?
No.
Okay.
No,
So
it's
that's
very,
mandatory to
yeah,
to
it's
write the.
very, yeah.
Okay.
I really don't like, I can't remember where like some queries, I don't want to be inaccurate where some queries you can play with the syntax because I don't know everything about SQL, but like for most part you need to stick to the syntax. Okay, like it won't allow you to play with the order of things. So what are we doing here? I am updating I'm updating the table student. Okay. I want to set the country to this new value, international to this new value, where the name is Mo. Okay. So actually the code will work usually from top to bottom. Sorry, from bottom to top. So where the name is Mo, like first it will find this row and then it will set an update. Okay, let's try to run this one. So we affected one row. Okay, let's go see our student. And notice that Mo now is from Canada and he's no longer international. Okay, so update is also a common one. Um, Throughout our course, we will be very rarely using insert, update, and delete. Okay, usually when you want to delete, we just go to the tables here, like here, and delete from here. Okay, like 99% of the time, we will just do selects. Okay, like people don't update and delete all the time. People usually go to view their information. Okay, but we need to see how they work in general. Okay, another one like delete from student. Okay, of course you don't want to delete the whole student thing. That's why you need a condition where name equals, for example, Luna. Okay, so I want to delete the row from the student, the whole row, okay, where the name is Luna. This is how the delete. So the delete only needs a condition. Notice that the update needs the set, insert needs into and values, while the delete is like the shortest one. Okay, so delete to work, only you need a condition. Like, okay, I will delete the whole row for you. It will always delete the whole row. It won't delete like just some values. It will delete the whole record. Okay, and it needs a condition to know, okay, what do you want to delete here? Okay, otherwise you'll be risking deleting everything. Okay, so once you execute this one, it will always it will also tell you that you just affected one row. Okay, let's go see my students now, and you will see that Luna is no longer here. Notice that we have 1, 2, 4, and 5. Like number 3 was deleted. Okay, 1, 2, 3 is deleted, 4 and 5. Okay, what if we tried it again? So it's fine, we won't have an error, but it will tell you like 0 rows affected. I didn't find Luna to delete it. It's already gone. Okay, so you won't have an issue deleting something that's not there.
Mohammed,
Yep.
I have a problem right now. So, it's like when I was entering Luna's name, I entered it wrong, and I changed it later, but it's in my SQL query it didn't change, and the wrong name was still there, so I cannot delete Luna.
Um, I really can't understand what is the issue. You can't delete Luna, either, even you wrote it correct.
Yeah, because because when the first time I entering the name like Luna, I entering the wrong thing. I entering Lena. So
Okay.
and I changed it later, but I don't know if I didn't refresh or do something. So
Okay.
in
Do
my
a
SQL,
select. Yeah, try this one. Can you see Luna after selecting? Select
no,
star.
I
Yeah,
can
so it's
still see
deleted.
Lena. No, I mean I can still see Lena, but in my in my the table one, like I've already changed it to Luna and I saved it. I saved the data, so I don't know why. Or maybe I can show you my screen so
Yeah,
that you can see it
that would be
clearly.
better because I still don't know what is the issue.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, just give me 1 second. Okay, okay, yeah, can you see here? Like I've already saved this one to Luna,
Okay, so
and
you have Luna now. What do you want to do?
but in this one is still Luna.
Okay, run it again. Can you run it again? Like select, yeah, this one.
This one.
Yeah, run it again. Okay, now it's
Still Luna.
okay. Let's go. Let's go to the old one.
This one.
Yeah, yeah. You didn't save it yet, I guess. Like close the this window.
Okay.
Yeah. Now open it again. No, not this one.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's Luna right now.
Yeah, wait, shoot, wait. What? Wait. Yeah, just a second. Uh, yeah, I
What
guess it's
about the one
only
on
refresh.
the,
I think it's only
sorry,
refresh. Yeah,
what about the one on the right? There's another TPO student.
yeah. I think it's just refresh issues. So close everything except the one that you are writing queries to.
Close everything.
Yeah, just the one. Yeah, don't close the one. Oh, okay. Don't close this one.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so now, okay, now let's see. Go to edit top 200.
Oh.
Okay, so you have Luna, Germany. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's what you have now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so close this one. Okay, now just write execute. Just press execute.
Execute everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay,
now you
so
have
it's
Luna.
Luna.
Yeah, it's just like sync issues. It's not like a problem.
Okay,
Sometimes you just need to close everything.
okay, so if I didn't comment this, I should have.
Yeah, like I guess
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
yeah, it's just some sync issues. Sometimes you need to close things, restart the connection. Okay, but
Okay.
yeah, if you are seeing something unexpected, just restart everything.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay. Okay, now it's time to see some operators that are very important for our work. Okay. The first one is the count. So count won't show you the actual results. Okay, it will show you the number of the results. So for example, I want to see count. Okay, and count you need like to specify what is the thing you are counting. So you can say star to say, okay, I'm counting like how many rows. Okay, like everything regardless of the column itself. So usually with count, most of the time you count star, like count star. That means I want to count how many results I have. So select the count from student, okay, where the country is Canada. and you will get 3. That means like count for me how many rows, okay, I will get, or how many results do I have, okay, how many records I have, how many students, where the country is Canada. And so far, like we have 3 students from Canada in our database, and count star will count them for us. Okay, so usually that's how we um, use count. Okay, like most of the time you will see it used this way. Okay, because most of the time, or sorry, sometimes you are not interested in the actual names or the actual students. You just want to know how many. Okay, so if what you need to know is how many, okay, then use count. Okay, so keep in mind, if you want the actual results, just select the uh, columns, like select the name, select star. If you want to know the number of the results, okay, use count. Okay, for example, you can say where country equals Canada and something else. Okay, where country equals, let's try to see if where country equals India. Now you will notice that, okay, it's only one student. I only have one result. Okay, so count something we'll be using a lot. Okay, now we want to do this and try to use a query or a function like count called sum. So I need you to add a new column, tuition, in the student. Then query the sum of all tuitions paid from Indian students, or let's say Canadian, to the institute. Okay, so I want to know all the money that was paid by Canadian students in this database or in this table. So first thing, go to your table, add a new column, then use a function called sum, similar to this one, and try to see or to guess how would how would it work. Okay, it's very similar to count. Instead of count, use sum. But instead of the star, you need to say what is the column you are trying to sum up. Okay, just just try it yourself. Like you will figure it out. Okay, let's go. Yeah, give me a second, please. Yeah, while you do it. Okay, so what we want to do here is go to our design. Okay, let's close this one, open the design again, just to get a fresh copy. Okay, so let's add tuition. And this one, let's say let's make it int. Yeah, it could be float or int, yeah, anything. But you can't make it mandatory. Why? Because you already have so many students without this field. Making it mandatory will means you have broken records, right? So when you are introducing new fields, you can't make them mandatory. Okay, it will complain that, hey, you have so many students without this field. So what do you want to do? There are ways to like some workarounds behind it, but for us it's fine. Like we don't need this to be mandatory anyway. So let's save the tuition. Okay, and let's go insert some. Okay, so if you want to get a fresh copy here, you don't need to close it. Closing will make it work, but you can just right click and execute SQL. Oh, yeah, sorry. If it's a new field, actually it won't show up. You need to close it. Yeah, now you can see it. Notice how the tuition is null with everyone. So let's say Mike paid 5,000, Jay paid 8, Chris paid 6,000, and Mo paid like 4,000. Okay, so here I'm just inserting the tuition value for some of the students. Okay, so how do I know all the like the sum of all students?
Sorry, Mohammed, we cannot hear you again.
Yeah, I'm really not sure why it's just stopping. Okay, so after inserting the tuition, okay, that was what we did. In sum, you need to specify what is the actual column that you are trying to sum up. Okay, like it won't work with everything. Like you can't sum up names. So here, tuition from student. Okay, now this will give you the then like overall sum for everyone. Okay, all students. Now, if you want, you can have it only for like a set or a filtered set of students, like where, for example, uh, let's say country, let's stick to the question, is Canada. Okay, let's see if it works. Now you will see a red line because this guy is outdated. Okay, we need to close and open it again if you want to do that. Let's try to see if it works. So if we close this one, no. Uh, yeah, still not working. Yeah, I remember there were a place where you like refresh things. I really forgot, but in the settings there were a place where you can refresh. Yeah, I can look it up, but anyways, okay. So here we are selecting the sum of the tuition paid by students where the country is Canada. Same you can do, for example, like I want the sum of the tuition from students where, for example, from all international students. So all international students, for example, paid $8,000. Okay, what if I want to know the average tuition paid. Like, everyone will pay different. Some people are taking all the courses, some people are taking less than maybe other people. So what if I want to select the average, okay, tuition from student where or without the where? What if I want the average tuition in general? Would this work? So the average tuition is 5,750 or whatever. Okay, so this will be the average tuition. Okay, so those are aggregate functions, we call them. Okay, and they are extremely helpful in so many cases. Will make your life much easier when you are dealing with any type of similar things. Okay, last thing we want to see before going to a quick break. Yeah, me too. Like, as you can see, yeah. Let's see what was the quick fix for that thing. Control Shift R. Okay, let's try. Control Shift. Oh, yeah. Control Shift R. Yeah. So you can go to intelligence in the in the options. Okay. Edit intelligence options and Control Shift R. Yeah, I just keep forgetting this shortcut, but hopefully you can remember it next time. Okay, so I'm familiar that it's just like it has lots of cache issues. Sometimes it won't work. Like you delete the cache and it's just refusing to work. Okay. Now, what if like you have so many results, but you are only interested in seeing like the first two, the first three. Do you remember the take and skip in like take in link where you are only interested in the top three or top four? So one extremely commonly used statement in SQL is to use top. So you can say select top, and here you can say like how many you want. Like, okay, I want top two name from student. Of course, you don't need a condition for this one, but let's say, okay, I want the first two students where the country is Canada. So here you will only get two results. Like, you know that we have more than two students from Canada. Okay, that's fine. I only want two. So top two is like top in what? You say like top, like according to what? According to how they will show up or how they are stored in the database in the first place. So remember we stored Mike and Chris first before that Mo guy. So for the engine, they are on top of him. So the ordering here is not depending on like their name in alphabet way or their like tuition or anything. Okay, We are not ordering depending on anything except on how they were inserted in the database in the first place. Okay, so top is extremely important when, for example, give me the top three students with the highest tuition. Give me the top first student with something. Okay, it's very commonly used, but keep in mind, okay, and you can add it as a note that top is different for different engines. So now we are using SQL Server, okay? So it's called top. If you are using MySQL, which is something similar to the whole thing we are working now, but it's an open source free system, okay? They use something called limit. Limit 3, limit 4, that's their top way. In Oracle, okay, Oracle is a paid, very famous engine, okay? It's a competitor with SQL Server and actually faster and better, okay? They use the raw number statement. So instead of top, they use raw number. So you will notice that SQL, there are few things different from engine to engine, but for the most part is the same. Okay, so you can just keep it in mind. In Oracle, it's raw, they call it raw num. In MySQL, it's limit. In Postgres, I really forgot. It's been a decade since I used that one, but those are, I'm pretty sure of them. Okay, um, raw num and limit in Oracle and MySQL. Okay, yeah, it's just because in the future, if you are using top and it's not working, no, because it's different. Okay, so let's, for example, or it's 10. Okay, let's take a break. Then we will continue with top and we will continue with ordering. Okay, yeah, let's take a very quick break and we will continue very soon. Okay, see you. Important things to do when you are doing queries is to order your results. Okay, so what if I want to know like the top three students paying, like for example, the highest tuition? Okay, so I just want the top three. Okay, so I can do something like select the top three, and I want to know all their information, not only their names or whatever. So I can choose count, star from student. Okay, and I want to order by the tuition they are paying. Order by tuition. Okay. Now you know, remember the order is ascending and descending. So you need to choose one of them. Okay. Otherwise, you will go with the default, which is the default in SQL. I think is descending, but yeah, we can see if it's true. So you will notice that Jade and Chris and Mike, 8,000, 6,000, 5,000, those are the ones who are paying the highest tuition. Let me see. Yep. So the default is ascending as well. Okay. Default is ascending, and if you want descending, you need to say it specifically. Okay. So let's run this one. 8,000, 6,000, 5,000. Okay. So order by is a very commonly used one. Okay. What if you want to just know the max tuition? Select max tuition from student. So the max tuition that's paid is $8,000. That's the max tuition. Oh yeah, that needs the okay. That's something else. Okay, we'll see this very soon, and we will talk about this error. Okay. Now, since we have the max, you will expect that we also have the min. So the main tuition is $4,000. Okay, now there's an operator called is not null. This is very important if you want to exclude the results where you have a null value. So if you remember with our tuition thing, so we said the tuition can be null, for example. Okay, so I can, for example, make this null. Uh, okay, so you can make one of the tuitions null, and then you can select star from student, okay, where, for example, the tuition is not null. Okay, so you have is null and is not null, and you will have all the students. Okay, so suppose that, for example, they are asking you to, okay, show us all the students where we don't have their tuition value. Like maybe some data was lost, or we want to know all the students where, for example, we need to enter their tuition. So you can just, okay, select all the students where the tuition is null, okay, and now you know, okay, I have this one and this one, this one, all the tuition is null. Now I can like file a report with those names and send it to maybe student services where they can like see if they should update it or fix the data, or okay. So most of the things that we do of SQL is about reporting. Like report me all the students who are from China. Report me all the students who are paying more than like 10,000 tuition so we can give them a discount or whatever. Report me all the students who are like top in their class. Okay, so most of the things we do with SQL is about reporting, is about generating customized and filtered reports. Okay, so here, for example, I want a report with all the students with null tuition so I can fix this issue. Okay, So how do I do this? I want to display the name of the student who paid the max tuition. Okay, can you find a solution for this query? Okay, find one, try it, and let's see what do we have. Okay, any results?
Done.
Okay, so what did you use?
Uh, Two option. One is use max, and the other is order by and use the top one.
Okay, so the easiest one would be select the top one. Okay, start from student. After you order by what? Okay, so I order everyone by their tuition and then I just select the one that's I have. Okay,
So
now there is another way which is a bit more complicated, okay, which requires two selects. That's the one also Sule was talking about. So this one will be something like select, I want, for example, the all the information from student, okay, where the tuition of this student equals to what? Equals to the max tuition. Okay, how do you get the max tuition? It's actually another query. So you open a scope and you write another select. Select max tuition from student. Okay, let's see how it works. First, let's see this one. Okay, so it's working. So what is the result of select max tuition from students? Let's just see this one. So this one will result in 8,000 in a number. Okay, just select max tuition. Okay, it will result in a number. Now, instead of saying, okay, tuition equals like 8,000, okay, like I don't know this number, right? I don't know it for sure. Like I have thousands of students. Okay, instead saying the number, okay, let's say, or let's write a query that will get this number for me. Okay, so what your engine will do, what your database engine, it will get this result first, convert it to a number which is 8,000, and now eventually it will look like you wrote this. Okay, but of course you don't know this number, so there's no way that you can write it yourself. You need to write another query to get it. Okay, so we have two ways to solve this with what we already learned. Okay. Now, another one which is a bit more complicated. I want to select all students from the same country as Mike. Of course, you don't, like you can't say country equals Canada, like you don't know the country of Mike. Okay, like you need to do it in one query. Okay, so all what you know that, for example, I know Saleh, for example. Okay, I'm not sure what is his country. Okay, so I want to know all the students from the same country as he is. Okay, so how would I do that? Of course, think about nested like two selects inside each other. Okay, think about it and let's try to do it. Now, we usually say where country equals Canada, where country equals China, right? But now I don't know this information. I only know that I want it just like Mike's country.
Done.
Yeah, so can you read the query you have for us?
Yeah, just a minute.
Okay, take your time.
Select star from student
Mhm.
where country equals to, in the bracket, select country from student where name equal to Mike.
Okay, so the problem is you will also get Mike in the list, right? Like in the result, you will have Mike,
Yeah,
right? So what if we don't want Mike himself in the result? Because Mike is from the same country as himself, right? It's like, it's very obvious. So how do I remove Mike from the result? So let's first write what we have here. Uh, okay, so select star from student. Okay, where what now? As we said, usually I say where country equals Canada. Okay, I don't know. I don't even know Mike. Okay, so the country should come from a query. Where country equals select select country from student where the name equals Mike. And now, instead of Canada, I have the query that will bring Canada for me. Okay. Now, the problem is I can see Mike here. How do you think I can get rid of him?
And the name not
Mm.
equals Mac.
Yeah, and the name is not equals. Not equals is greater than and smaller than. That's how they say not equals here.
I tried the exclamation point and the equal sign, and it worked.
Yeah, it worked. Okay,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, it's just like I'm old-fashioned sometimes. And yeah, so it works. But can see both. Okay. Probably in other engines did it work? Yeah. Yeah. So it's just like there are very small differences here and there, different engines. So, but the good thing that we can look up this in a matter of seconds. Like we don't care about the syntax itself. We care about the idea. Okay. So the country equals to whatever my country is. See, Canada, only this one. And I don't want the name to be Mike himself. Okay. It won't make sense to say, hey, he is from the same country as himself.
I have a question about when to use the comma and when to use and or. So,
And or is with the like conditions.
conditional.
Yeah.
Mm.
So let's. So actually, our next example is for an or. So we want select all the students from the same country as Mike, and for example, J. Like this or this. Okay, of course, because Mike and Jay are from different countries. So I want all the students like sharing the same country with Mike or Jay. This say it's or. So it's actually very similar. Okay. So you can for this one you can have many ways to do it. So you can say select star from student, okay, where the country equals to the one in the mic, okay, or the country equals to J. See if this works. Okay. Now, of course, we only have two countries, so you'll have everyone. And if you want to exclude Mike and J, you just need to write this condition, and the name is not Mike, and the name is not J. But let's give it for now. Okay. Now you will notice that, okay, what if I have three names? Do I need to write like three ors? Like it looks like like a lot of uh, statements for a simple condition. So that's why they created the statement or the uh, in operator. Okay. So for example, you can say select, let's say this time name, country, tuition. Like I don't want everything. I just want this from student. Okay. Where the country, okay, let's say for example in. So in will take a set of results. Okay, instead of the country is equal to Canada or equal to only India, the country can be in a set of results. So I can say where the country is in this result, in the select country from student where what, where name equals Mike or name equals G. So what do I have here? Like, let's see this one. So this internal select, okay, it will only return or it will return a set of results, okay, set of countries. Okay, so I'm saying, okay, if the country is in those results, any one of them, which is Canada or India, I want that country. So use in when you have multiple values, okay? Equals, of course, equals is when you equal a specific value. Equals Canada, equals India. Now, if you have more than one result, okay, you have a set of them, you can use in instead of equals, okay? So in will save you a lot of time when it comes to like when it's in, for example, Canada, Germany, India, okay, or whatever. Okay, so let's see all of it and we can have everyone. Okay, so in is designed to work with a set or a group of results. Now, similar to in, you have not in. Okay, like I want all the countries that are not in this result. I guess we won't have anyone. Okay, everyone shares the same country. Okay, so you have in and not in. Now, if you know the countries yourself, like you know, and you don't want to say country equals Canada or country equals India or okay, you can have the set of the criterias you have, okay, in a list like syntax. Okay, so it's very similar to when we were creating lists in C sharp, okay, somehow. Okay, so you can say where the country is in those if you know them. Now, if you don't, you need a query to bring it. Okay, it always depends on what do you have and what do you want. Okay, yeah, please try them out. Make sure everything is working well. Just a second, please. Okay, another operator we'll see today is the like. So imagine I want to know all the students living in countries that start with the letter C, for example, like Canada, China, okay? And I don't like want to specify them one by one. Like any country that starts with C, I want all the students living there. Okay, let's add another student from China. Okay, and so Yushin, you are from China, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's add you here. And international true tuition. Yeah, Yushin is very rich, so he paid $15,000. Okay. Yeah, well, I will get you like a scholarship or something so you can get some back. Okay, so I want to know all the students who start with C. Okay, so there's an operator called like. Yeah, he's a YouTube star. Oh, that's or Youku star, right? That's the YouTube in China. Okay, so select star from student. Okay, now I don't know the country's full name, or maybe I don't want it. Okay, where country. Okay, now it's not equals, it's not in, it's like. So I want it the name, okay, to be like, and here I specify what is it like, what does it look like. Okay, so for example, it starts with C, then whatever. So whatever or the rest is the percent sign. Okay, so let's try this one. And here I'm getting all the students from either Canada or China. Like I didn't get the student from India because it's not, it doesn't start with C, then any number of letters. Okay, what if I want, for example, all the students who are from a country where the second letter is N, for example. So I can say the first letter can be anything. Okay, like there's a letter and there's N and there's anything. So let's see this one. And here I have India because India is only one letter, then the N, then the rest of the word. Okay. Yeah, but this one really will like N could be in the middle. Like if you wrote this, yeah. So if you wrote something like this, that means, sorry. If I wrote it like this, what does that mean? That means there are like a number of letters, then N, then the number of letters. So N in the middle. Okay, but if I want N to be exactly the second letter, I need to use the underscore to represent one character. Yes, any N. Okay, so let's see what other things we had SQL like. So those are the most common two ones in like operators. So we have the percentage sign and the underscore. Yeah, I think this is everything. Yeah, underscore for a single letter and the percentage sign for like any number.
So if you want the third letter to be lowercase n, do I put two underscores?
Yeah, so two underscores, that means two letters, okay? And then I
And you
want
give me
exactly
Canada.
the third
Okay.
one to be, okay? So it's similar to something called regular expressions, but much more simpler, okay? Let's write what is the meaning of this one. So find all students living in countries that countries that have Not like not for what you mean. Like are you speaking about this question or okay? Okay, so like is also important. It's less common to be seen. Okay, it's not like where and select and average and count. Okay, but it's there. It can solve so many problems. Okay, and it can be very good if you know part of the word you are looking for. Like I want all the names that start with M. Okay, I want all the names that ends with E or whatever. Okay, so I know part of the thing that I'm looking at. Yeah, you mean not like? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, not like and not like. Yeah, but I mean inside, like inside you have the percentage sign and you have the underscore sign. Okay, like and not like. It's also, as you said, it's common when you are just making some statistics and you want to know like all the people with sharing common name or common something. Okay, now we'll take some exercises just to practice what we learned today. Yeah, with big data things where you process like a massive amounts of data, they usually use it. Okay, so okay, so I want to find a student paying the highest tuition among Canadian students. Of course, it's not like related to like. Now it's like a general review. Okay. So how many students do we have who are who aren't Canadians? That's the second one. Okay. Notice that I am asking how many. Okay, I don't want their names. I don't want anything. Just the numbers. Yeah, so let's give a chance for everyone, Willie, to write them down. Okay, like write them on like somewhere, just because it's our first time ever working with SQL. So I can imagine that we need really lots of practice to do it, and we can't really learn everything in one day. So just try it yourself, get your hands dirty. Okay, they should be easy by now. But like, believe it or not, this is most of the queries that you write. Like, of course there are some complicated queries, but most of the time it's simple stuff. Okay. Third one is show all the students paying tuition more than Mike. Okay, or show. So we want to show the average tuition paid by international students. Last one is show all the international students paying more than J. Okay. Anyone is up to date with all the answers? Okay. Who has the first three finished?
Yeah, done.
I'm done.
Okay, let's see the first three. Okay, we need a volunteer to show us the first three. Who said I'm done first? Was it? Okay, Yushin, can you show us the first three questions? Yeah, you can share your screen. Okay, so just if you can press Control and yeah, Control with your mouse wheel. Yeah, it should make it bigger. Yeah, one more time. Okay. So find the student paying the highest tuition among Canadian students. Which one is this?
Next.
Yeah, should you scroll down? Yeah, okay. So select star from student where tuition equals the max from students where country is can. Yeah, so this works. Okay, so you can query the max. Okay, only for Canadians. Okay, so this one will give you the max among Canadian students, and then okay, give me the student who matches this one. But what if you have more than one student paying the highest tuition? Now you will get multiple results. So you need to be careful here. Like, do you really only want like the first result or all the results? So maybe like if they only want one student, like the first one who is paying the highest amount, then maybe you need to use top one instead of. Okay, so it just depends on what do you really want in that report. Okay, next one, how many students do we have from outside Canada? Okay, so select count from students where is international equals one. Yeah, okay, this works, but you need to be careful that um, there are no international Canadian students. Okay, well, it makes sense. You can't be Canadian and international at the same time. Yeah. So in this particular one, international is one should be fine, but to be like extremely like correct, you can say where country is not equal to Canada. Okay, but I think for this case it should be fine. Okay. Last one we will see from Yushin. Show all the students paying tuition more than Mike. Okay. So again, I don't know how much Mike is paying. Okay. So I can just query how much Mike is paying. Okay. And then show me all the students paying more than this one. Okay. So it has a nested query, it has wheres, and it has everything. Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much, Yushin. Let's see another student's screen. Anyone can volunteer for the last three?
I will.
Yeah. Okay, let's see Saria's solution. Okay, so we want the average tuition paid by only international students. Okay, so select average from student where international equals 1. Okay, so it's average and international condition. How many students have the letter I in their names? Okay, so once you ask how many, that means you are asking about count. Okay, I don't want to see their names. I want just to know how many students are sharing this criteria. So as you can see, Saria has 2% signs, okay, and I in the middle. That means it doesn't mean where is the I. Okay, it can be anywhere.
I
Show
have a question about that. What if the name ends with an I? Do I put like and something? Can you tell me what to
I
do?
think I think this one should cover this, like this one should
What if
cover.
Holly's name was, yeah.
Yeah,
What if the name
this
was
one.
the ending with I?
Yeah, so the percent sign, it's just me like double check, so I won't like tell you anything wrong. I guess the percent sign means nothing or anything. Yeah, it
Nothing
represents.
is also, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so it represents 0, 1 or more. Okay, so like it should cover like 0, 1 or more. Okay, otherwise they would have like gone with another operator. Okay, but it makes sense that it works for all cases. Okay, show all the international students paying more than J. Okay, so I have two conditions here. I have it needs to be international, okay, and the tuition should be more than the one J is paying. Okay, so I have two wheres. One of them is a nested query. Okay, so I can see that like you guys are doing very well. Yeah, thank you very much, Saria. Yeah, like everyone is doing, hopefully everyone is doing pretty well with our just start with SQL. Okay, this is like more than 50% of SQL actually. Like those are the like if you are talking about how common they are, those are like 90% of the time is what you're going to see. Okay, so if you are getting familiar with those, and thanks to our link knowledge, the whole querying thing looks familiar, like querying a database, querying a source. It's because you are used to filter results, you are used to do this thing, get the average, get the sum before. So it's definitely easier now. Okay. And for today, that's everything we need to learn for today. We don't want really to learn all the SQL operators before we start absorbing everything. So after the break, we want to have like another session. Okay. I want you to please review everything, make sure you understand everything. Okay. And then we can go to the lab. I will see if Zach is free, but I can't guarantee that. Maybe he's working with new students. Okay, if he is free, maybe he can do it 12:30. Otherwise, it will be around 2. Okay, but this is a very important introduction to SQL. Please make sure that everyone is on the same page. Okay, now there may be some stuff that are not totally clear for you. That's fine. With practice, everything should be like going very well. Now, if you need a very nice resource, which is very lightweight and that it can be used very easily, go to W3 Schools. I think you are already familiar with this one. So they have a very lightweight tutorial on SQL. And the nice thing, you can try it on real databases they have. Okay, so for example, the select, they will explain what is the select, and you can try it yourself. They have all those tables, and they have like 90 customers, 8 categories, 500 orders. So you can try it with a very big database. You can see, different types of results other than our very small, simple database. Okay, so you get to try on a big scale thing. Okay, and like almost everything we have, if something we didn't study, you can skip it. Like distinct, we will see it in the next part. We have where and or not. We have the order by, insert into, the null values, update, delete. You have the top, min, max, okay, count, average, sum, the aggregate functions. Okay, next time we will see the aliases, we will see the between. Okay, whenever you reach the joins, I prefer if you leave them because joins means you have more than one table. Okay, we will explain joins, we will talk about them, okay, in great detail. But this is just like a future reference. Whenever you want to review SQL very quickly, okay, you can come to W3 Schools. And actually, it's not only for SQL. Like you can review really a lot of those web languages right away here. Like if anytime you needed a review for HTML, okay, just to refresh your memory, just come here, okay. And as we said, the nice thing is that you can try and see the results right away. Okay, so always keep in mind that W3 Schools is there for you and it's a great reviewing resource. Yeah, I will post all the queries on Slack. Okay, just as usual. Okay, so any question? Okay, so I will post everything we have here from beginning to end, and you can review them and you have the W3 Schools as well. Okay, yeah, of course, if you like, even after the break, if you have a questions, just let me know. Okay, yeah, see you tomorrow, guys. Yeah.